Hello everybody, welcome back to episode number 4 of Bradford, back to the big time, and we're going to jump right in with a job offer from Schalke 04, which is the Schalke in Germany in the Bundesliga. As you can see, they've done okay in the past few seasons, but I am going to turn them down. I have bigger things on the horizon, namely taking Bradford back to the big time. If you're enjoying the series so far, guys, drop a like on the video and subscribe for more. Okay, when we last left off, we just beat Leeds in the championship 4-2. We then had another 3 games, one against Barnsley, which we lost convincingly, 4-1 away from home. It started off poorly, just over half an hour gone, and Barnsley put a shot on goal. It was worked back into the box, and Wilkes headed home from about 6 yards. Some poor defending at the back post there. It didn't take them long. Just a few minutes later, under 5 minutes later in fact, ball crossed into the box from Flanagan, and Collie Woodrow tapped it home for the second goal of the game. And then just another 5 minutes after that, a set piece we just didn't defend well enough, and it was 3-0 before I knew it. And then in the second half, unfortunately, we lost another, made it 4-0. We did get one back. Larousse crossed into the box, and who else? Leonardo Campagna, the super sub, came on and made it a consolation, 4-1. The next game against Arsenal at home. This was our first true test against a Premier League opponent, and a top tier one, in fact. And so Arsenal away from home. So we're playing away from home, and they got off to the good start. Alexander Lacazette curled it into the far post, just beating our goalkeeper Mitchell. So that got off Arsenal to a flyer. We pegged them back though. Larousse, a huge cross in. Campagna sort of put it off Kieran Tierney, who then sort of got tied up with his own goalkeeper, and the ball eventually rolled over and was bumbled home. So that tied it up. Here we have McKay sprinting past his man on the right hand side and then smashing into the far side of the net to make it 2-1. And then Olise with a fake shot turned pass to Larousse, who one-times the ball across the goalkeeper into the bottom corner, and that made it 3-1 for Bradford City against true top quality Premier League opponents. An awesome way for us to advance to the 5th round of the Carabao Cup. We then went on and drew 0-0 away to Oxford. So in the game against Barnsley and the game against Oxford, I played quite a rotated side in each of those games, which explains the results. I did say that I didn't plan on doing that because of the fact that I want to advance and have a pretty strong, well, at least make a competitive fight for a top half finish now that I've started so well in the championship. I'm still in a playoff spot despite those 2 negative results in a row. And then we have today another true test against Southampton. This one is at home, the home leg, against probably the team that will go up on the top of the table, Southampton. We'll see how we fare against them in today's game. If we can get a draw again, I'll be quite happy with that result. That's usually more than what I can ask for against a top quality, probably a Premier League level opposition here in Southampton. If you can see, I've got a pretty well rested lineup of first team players that I'm going to put out there. So I'm hoping to be competitive. This side has proved to be very strong so far in the first little bit of the season, beating Arsenal the last time they played together. Let's see if they can go out and get another victory. I'll tell them that we're the underdogs, but I still believe in them to go out and get the victory. Tell them that I have faith in them and to go out and make a difference. Let's see what we can make happen in front of a packed house here at Valley Parade. James Ward-Prowse with the set piece crosses it into the box and nodded over. The first chance of the first half goes begging, and that's it. The one highlight of the first half. As you can see, quite an even affair so far. Southampton having a little bit more of the ball, us having a couple more shots. So not much going on so far. I'm going to say I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up because, like I said, I'll take a draw against Southampton, and we have outshot them. Just a little bit less possession, but against a very top quality side, you never know. Okay, Elliot Goldthorpe crosses into the box, and Senior forces a terrific save. I believe that's Fraser Forster in net. And here we get another chance. Larousse hits the side netting. Unfortunate there. It is Fraser Forster, who's got a pretty good match rating so far for Southampton. Diallo throws the ball in, and it's Bertrand. Little interplay triangle here from Southampton. Fred now back to Diallo, and Bertrand has found space. Knocks it in, and a terrific tackle to take the ball off Southampton, but it's pinged around inside our box and eventually popped home by Danny Ings, who managed to clean up the garbage. I'm not quite sure. There was an opportunity for us to break that play up, and it looks like we just didn't clear it well enough. So O'Connor missed the tackle, but eventually made the right play. And then a little bit of confusion between O'Connor and our right back Williams, and then Bertrand had the space to cross it into Danny Ings, who slams it home. 1-0 so far to Southampton. I'm going to put in Reeves for Goldthorpe and then switch him to the box midfielder. I think that's what I want to do here. And, well, I'll just leave it at that so far. Tell the boys that I have faith in them. Keep trying to hit them with shouts from the touchline. Inspire them on to victory. Ollie Say's looking a little tired. Probably took a hard tackle, so I'm going to put in Shane McCartan in his stead. Tell him that I have faith in him as well. Campagna not having the greatest game, but the reality is that Southampton do have a good defensive side. Now Reeves into the box, and O'Connor, the chance goes begging. We're not going to get very many opportunities. Fraser Forster's had an excellent game, and as you can see, their defense has quite a high match rating so far. I could put Walker on. Let's try that. Well, let's try this. Let's switch McKay to the other side, play him as an inside forward, and then I'll play Walker on the right-hand side instead. See if I can just switch it up on Southampton here in the last few minutes. We are going to have one more highlight, and it's a free kick from Ward-Prowse. And Gianmarco Ferrari has put it home, 2-0 to Southampton. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to lose this game. Ward-Prowse, another great free kick. He can really take those corners and free kicks really well. That's some of his best attributes. And as you can see by looking at the match ratings on the right-hand side, Southampton have had a very good game. Not that we've had a poor one. Even looking at the stats there, we had an okay game, but just wasn't in the cards for us. I thought that we were a little unlucky, to be completely honest. They didn't seem to like my feedback there, but that's just the way it goes. Okay, we're going to sim ahead and play another simulation here against Charlton Athletic. That one will be in, I believe, that one will be just after the international break. So we'll sim ahead and then jump back into the action once the players have returned from international action. And we're back to play Charlton Athletic at home. And I was just looking down through my squad list, and I saw Yasser Larousse's name, clicked on him, and I just want to point something out here. Check out Larousse's value here, and in his contract, I saw that number, and I was just like, wait just a second, and looking at his contract, 5.75 minimum fee release clause for clubs in the higher domestic division, which means that if someone from the Premier League comes and offers 5.7 mil, exactly his value, they'll be able to snatch him up. So that's a little bit disappointing. He did at one point have a release clause of 1.7 million. So the fact that I've managed to get him out of that release clause and then bump it up to almost 6 million, still on fairly low wages, is, I guess, a victory. But it would not surprise me at all if a team came in and offered 5.75 million for Larousse and hit his release clause. So we'll see if that happens. That will give us quite a lot of money to reinvest back into the squad in the transfer window should we need to, but I'm hoping that it doesn't come to that. So we'll see how it transpires as we go forward. Nico Williams has come back from international duty very tired once again, so Adam Henley will be playing in his stead. And as we can see from Henley's stats, it's always a little bit risky putting him in there. I might need to sign another right back in the winter transfer window. Okay, let's get right to the game here. I'm hoping to pick up a victory. Charlton are near the bottom of the table, but the boys just have been a little bit inconsistently of late, so I'm going to tell them to go out there and try to get a victory, and let's see if they can do it. So Reeves with the first corner of the game, whipped in, and Leonardo Campagna, 11th goal of the season. He's done it for me once again. He's firing up the crowd, and he's been just banging them home for me. So thankfully I've still got him, at least for the foreseeable future, at the club on loan, as he picks up another goal for me. Bumps us up to 7th place in the championship table. We can be very pleased about that, as Reeves picks the ball off a Charlton midfielder, plays it forward, and Campagna hits the outside of the post. It could have been 2 within 5 minutes, but it wasn't to be. Here is Wood throwing the ball in to Garner, and the cross is to nobody, cleared by Johnny Williams just as far as Adams Sr. in the backfield, and he will go back to the keeper, Mitchell, who has one of the highest pass percentages in the championship I saw going into this game. Garner sprays it out wide to Barry McKay, who chips it back in towards Garner, who shields it and plays it out to Henley, who just keeps the ball in, I guess. It looks like it was out to me, and it's blocked, and Reeves lays it off, and Barry McKay slots it home for number 2 within 10 minutes, and Bradford City are cruising. It was a broken play, it seemed to be, at least, as Henley, I mean, VAR will have to look at that one if we had it in the championship. McCartan's shot was blocked by a Charlton defender, and then Reeves laid it off to his right-hand side where Barry McKay must have been shouting for the ball. And just like that, Reeves has 2 assists, and Bradford are up 2-0 and cruising in the first half. And here's another highlight, Reeves whipping the ball in. That one's cleared just as far as Garner at the edge of the box, and he crosses it in. That one's headed clear as well. Paddy O'Connor with his left foot dinks it in. LaRusse back post, and it falls to McCartan, who makes it 3. Phillips spilled it right into the path of Shea McCartan, who was able to side foot a left-footed shot and beat the keeper with no real issue. So there we go. It looks like despite the mishap and inconsistent form of late, Bradford City have found their stride once again, and within 15 minutes have made it 3-0. And we've got another highlight, and it looks like Finson on the left-hand side, and Mavidi has slotted it home, and it's offside. Just barely. I'm not even sure if he is, to be fair, but it's been given as offside, and we maintain the clean sheet. This one is chipped forward, and Senior heads just over. Lots of action so far, just 20 minutes into the game. This is one of those, I was saying in the last game, we made it through the first half with just 1 half chance as a highlight, and here we are in the second game of the live comms, and all of a sudden we get 15 chances in the first half. So strange how that happens, but here's Tella on the right-hand side, crosses it in. Paddy O'Connor manages to clear, and a long ball forward from Reeves puts Campagna in, and he doesn't miss those very often, but he did there. Another opportunity goes begging, and that's going to be the half. We go to the dressing room up 3-0, very much outplaying our opposition today, and we can be proud of the way things are going. Let's just hope that we don't get too complacent and let anything slip out of our grasp. But I might make a few substitutions to just keep our squad fresh, namely Campagna, obviously one of my main players, and then I'm also going to take off Garner for Anderson and then swap him and Reeves. Reeves is having a great game, so I'm going to keep him in there. And then I'm also, in just a few minutes, going to put in Staunton, who will replace Paddy O'Connor. Well, actually, Jermaine Anderson is injured. You know what? I'm going to keep him out there, and I am going to put on Staunton for an appearance in place of Senior. That's what I'm going to put him on for. As Paddy O'Connor is our captain for today, so I don't want to take him off the pitch. And it looks like, well, I almost spoke too soon. Here's another highlight. Reeves whips it in, And Jermaine Anderson will probably lay it back out. No, instead he tried to go to McCartan, and that ball was easily picked off. And Charlton are on the break here. Ramani spreads it out way to the left-hand side of the field, and Anderson, who was the culprit in giving that ball away, has tracked all the way back and made the defensive block, and now gets Bradford City back up the field. McKay back to Reeves, and Paddy O'Connor, long ball forward, intercepted by Sarr, and Tella has got it through Wood, and he brings it in, and the shot goes wide. Bit of a sloppy play in midfield there from our players, but we did manage to get the clean sheet, which is always a positive sign. I'm going to let the boys know that I'm very happy with the way they played and with the result. And with that, there we go. Jake Reeves, 2 assists. With that victory, it's moved us up back into a playoff spot. 6th place on 34 points, tied for 5th with Blackburn. Just a little bit less on the goal difference charts. And we can be quite pleased with that. Guys, thanks so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like before you click off the video. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.